2, 3, let's go.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Operators Only Podcast. I'm your host, Bryan Walton. I'm so glad to be with y'all today. I know you see my advertisements everywhere, my flyers, my post. I appreciate you guys coming out and checking me out today. And I just want to go over a few things today, especially with the rules. I'm not going to curse. I'm going to express my thoughts, opinions, and views without cursing. If I have a guest on and they curse, we're going to let them be them, but I'm not going to curse. I'm going to try to keep everything simple and plain, just go over some thoughts and views and opinions of the bus operator community, because we don't have a voice in the operators podcasting community. So I said, let me be that guy. So I'm giving it a shot. I'm learning a lot. As far as the computer works, the audio, the editing. It's a lot to it, more than I ever thought it was to it. But this is an art. So if you know a person who's a creator, digital creator, by that, salute them. So definitely salute them, because there's a lot of work in this. It's not just, record, paste, post, and that. It's a lot that goes into it. They're putting work in. So whatever they're getting, they deserve it. Whatever they putting out, they deserve it. Just some rules and regulations that I had went over. I'm just going to try to keep everything, like I said, simple and plain. We're going to have some expressions, some opinions, some views on everything. I'm trying to stay away from the management side, stay away from the union side. I want to get to just the bus operator's point of view. But it's not limited to anybody. If you haven't driven a bus, it's okay. You can come in, get a look-see in our lives, our sacrifices, the decisions we have to make day in and day out, the discipline that goes into it day in and day out. It's not the easiest job or the hardest job. It's somewhere in the middle. You can make it hard or you can make it easy. That's just dependent on the person. And I have about 10 years of skin in the game in bus operations, so I'm not a newbie just trying to jump on the bandwagon or anything like that. So I have enough knowledge, I think, and experience to speak on the behalf of others. Like I said, I appreciate your time, and we're going to get into it. I have some categories of the years of service that I want to go over. First and foremost, like I said, if you've been 1 to 2 years completed, you're still in that rookie bus operator mode. A lot of things are new. A lot of things are changing around you. And you're getting your good feeling for the bus operations. Now, from 3 years to 9 years completed, you'll be a veteran, experienced operator. You'll know the ins and outs, the ups and downs. You'll have a good feeling and a very good feel of the things it takes to operate a bus, and just being a professional, of becoming a professional bus operator. 10 to 15, that's when I say you're a professional. You're an operator. You've seen a lot. You've been through a lot. You've done a lot. So 10 to 15, you're like a pro at it. Definitely a professional at it. 16 plus, you're a senior. My OGs. I call a lot of people in garages OGs. If you hit that level, it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of effort, a lot of sacrifice to get to that level. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody, but it shows the work you put in, day out, year in, year out, to get to where you're at. And the unique thing about all of these levels is that no matter how many years you put into the game, you're still learning, and that's the key. I want everybody to know you're still always learning. There's always something new coming out or something new you didn't know. So it's just very keen to always be a sponge at every different level of your career being a bus operator. And I appreciate the people who have taught me a lot of things, even though I have about 10 years, and I don't take it for granted. I listen. I apply it to my own life and my own working career every day. I was thinking about the people who may tune in who don't know nothing about transit, bus operations, anything. And I'm like, how can we let them know? Well, we're going to start a book, and it's going to be called The Education of an Operator. And we're going to go, every episode, we're going to go through a couple chapters, and we're just going to go through the levels of what you go through being a bus operator. And we're going to start in training. I'll have my own personal experience, is that you get that call, you're happy, you're excited, and it's like, wow, I have a chance to be a bus operator. Something I never imagined, by the way, because I couldn't imagine myself driving a 40-foot, 35-foot, whatever size bus. I articulated at 60 foot. I couldn't imagine myself driving one, no way in the world. And you see all these green people in here, you're excited, you're having fun. You know, you're thinking about the money on the back end. You're thinking about the things you're going to buy and how you're going to take care of your families and everything. So I was always like, okay, cool. Let's do it. There's two different types of bus transit, I would say. Local bus transit, and then there's mass transit, which goes over several jurisdictions and cities. The lines are getting more blurred as the years go on, which happened about 5 to 7 years ago. A lot of local transit is taking a lot of their own routes. But you still know the difference. A local transit has more of a homely garage feel. Everybody knows everybody. But then you go to a mass transit and it's just like, whoa, like it's people everywhere. And your job is to do your job and get in and get out. And training was good in local transit. Local transit trains you well. It's more of a homely feeling. You're comfortable. You go over pointers. You know what to and what not to do, which the training is actually good for what it is. Definitely. I'll definitely say that. But then you go to mass transit and it's just like, whoa. Because like in local transit, you may sit in the office or the training room for a day or two, look at videos, do some paperwork, and that's cool. It's actually nice. You're in and you're out. But you get the mass transit and it's like, whoa. The first day you're going out on the bus and it's just like, it's on. And you're going to see a lot of people fall from the wayside, or a lot of people going to be struggling, and it's like, wow, this is not for everybody. And you learn that. You learn that bus operations, being a bus operator, is not for everybody. It is not for everybody. And you want to help them. You help them much as they can, but they have to pass it on their own. So training was very good on both ends, I'll say. But the mass transit, it's going to train you for everything. The stress they put you under, they're going to be yelling at you. They're going to put you in some tough situations that's going to make you think. And that's the key, because when you get out there on your own, you have to think for yourself, because it's only you. And you have about 50, 40, 60 passengers, and you got to right that ship. You got to be the captain. You got to keep everybody safe. And it's really a vital job that people overlook. And that was the reason I got into this, is because being a bus operator, you're overlooked, underappreciated. They just expect you as a robot to be there, but they don't know about the sacrifices we have to make. Yeah, the sacrifices we have to make as far as our families, our friends, our loved ones. It's a lot, because you're going to miss some things. You're going to miss some birthdays. You may miss some graduations, some type of anniversaries. I'm not for sure about like the personal ones as far as your husband or wife, but you're going to miss a lot, and your friends and family are going to have to respect that and take it on the chin. You know, you're going to have to send a lot of cards. You're going to have to send a lot of gifts, so you might have to meet them people early and things like that. Personally, one of my friends had got married as soon as I got on in transit, and they were in Jamaica, I believe. And I couldn't go. I had no leave. I just started out. I just turned there. And we'll get into turning in a little bit. And speaking of turning in, that's what we're going to now. turning in. That means you're done with the training. You're done with the bus coaches. You're done with everything. It's just you checking in, getting your bus, and you're hitting the street. It's no better feeling than that first week of turning in because you're on your own. You're really on your own doing the job that you set out to do when you signed the paperwork. And it may take a month, 3 months to get to that point, and you feel accomplished. That's one thing I will say. You feel accomplished all the time. You feel like you're here to do this job and you're ready for it. You're going to learn a lot about streets. You're going to realize that every route is different in ways that you can't explain. Some routes are busy as far as construction. Some routes are busy as far as pedestrians. And you just learn your way around. And you're going to go through so many different changes. And you'll understand the things that you go through. And most of the time you come on, you're going to be on a hold down on an extra board run. And we'll get into that later. But that's going to be another chapter. But just about turning in, just be open to the advice you get from people who have time. You'll know what to take in and what not to. But for the most part, everybody means well. They're just trying to support you in your journey because everybody's been to where you've been at. And that's the thing. Everybody's helping everybody. And that's the key. So when somebody tells me something to reference, I try to keep it near and dear because I know I'm going to have to use it at one point. So I want to talk about the fare evasion PSA that I have. This is the part that really sticks with me because whether I know you or not, I don't want anybody out there getting hurt, assaulted, let alone killed over some fare that doesn't alter their paycheck. We have a job to do. We do that, and then we go home to our families, and we have to make sure that is vital and first on all accounts. And it can be hard at times. It feels a little disrespectful, a little forgotten, a little dismissive, but we're not here to police the fare, should I say? But I know every company is different. I understand that. But this is me talking to you guys. When you're on that bus by yourself, it's just you. You got to protect yourself. So don't antagonize a situation that doesn't need to be antagonized. What I will want you to do is make it home to your family. Understand that your paycheck is really coming regardless because people really get hurt over fare evasion and things like that. And you have to realize it's bigger than the person. It's bigger than that individual and it's bigger than you, the operator, because it's a cultural issue here that we have of entitlement. And now other cultures are saying that, oh, they're getting away with it, so we're not doing it. So it's like a snowball effect. That's really what it is. You can watch it happen. It doesn't happen in every city, every jurisdiction. But if you know, you definitely know that this is what's going on. So when it comes to the fare, don't be over aggressive. Don't be over inquisitive of asking questions about the fare because it's a never ending road. And it's something your person, you cannot solve. It's a company issue that needs to be solved and maybe a law enforcement issue that needs to be solved. So I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. I definitely don't. And I just want to go into how transit saved me. I was about 24 and 25 years old, working 2 jobs at a grocery store and a toy store. And a friend of mine's friend came in and asked me, he said, Bryan, you need to get on these buses. Drive these buses. They pay good. I said, who, me? No way. I'm not driving no bus. They're talking about the thing that just drove me into work. I can't do that. Not at all. I cannot do it. And he was like, yeah, you should. And they pay good money. So I'm thinking like, I don't know about that. So I played it off for a couple weeks. He comes back. He's turned in by now. So I see him in his uniform. And he says, did you give any thought to what I said? And I was like, not really. But what's up? He said, you need proof? I said, what type of proof? He shows me his pay stub, and it's like 3 times as big as what I was making at both of my little jobs. So I was at part-time doing nothing or much. And he showed it to me, and I was like, wow. How do you sign up? Then he told me the process of getting your driving record, criminal record, and things like that. And I had a son at the time. I'm like, man, if I'm going to take care of my son for real, like, I need to be in this field. Whether I stay as an operator or not, I have to try something. And that's the thing about being complacent in where you at. I was very complacent. Had 2 part-time jobs giving me full-time hours when they wanted to, not all the time. So you just fall into that trap of complacency. And that's what happened. I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. So I did all the requirements that it took for me to get into applying. And I ended up getting in there. I think a class started that following Monday. I applied that Tuesday or Wednesday. So it was a quick turnaround for me. So I think I had to interview that Friday, and I had to get a physical and all of that on the same Friday because the class started Monday. And it's been a wrap ever since. 10 years in, I have no complaints. I met a lot of friends, and this is the type of job that really changed me, because as I say, it saved me because I was only one step away from heading down the wrong path. You can only do so much with a couple of little part-time measly jobs making about $10, $11, $12 an hour. And I was looking for a way out. And it got to a point where it was so bad that I tried to apply for a city job being a trash man. And I thought I had it. I really, really thought I had the job. I think it paid about $14 or something at that time. And I get an email saying I wasn't selected. So my mind like, man, I can't be a trash man. So I'm like, oh, it's getting real bad out here for me. So then I said, we got to try something different. And you got to adhere to the signs. Like I tell people all the time, adhere to the signs. You know, God gave me a sign through another person, and I took that and ran with it. And through transit of my 10 years, I've been able to travel the world, take care of my child, have fun, pay bills, live here, live there, have cars. When I had those jobs, I didn't have a car. I was on a bus just like everybody else. So it really steps you up a level. I'm appreciative of transit. And I know it's going to be a lot of episodes where people may feel like we may be talking bad about it, but we're not. We're just expressing our opinions and views. But it's been good to me. It's definitely been good to me. Like I said, I traveled the world. I've done whatever I like to do. I had bad credit when I first started. But through payment plans and here and there, I was able to clean all of that up, you know, and having a very good credit now. So it's a way out. It's a way out, especially when I didn't have a college degree. I didn't finish school. Shout out to Virginia Union. But I didn't even finish school. So it was like I was just finding a way to do things and make things possible for my situation. And here comes transit. And you can't prepare for it, but you learn about it. And you're going to have fun with it. You're definitely going to have fun with it. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to be some ups and downs. But it's okay. It's definitely okay. I just want to talk about the rookie wall. That's going to be the chapter 3 for our book, The Rookie Wall. You're going to hit a rookie wall because you're going to think like, you think you're a morning person, and I wasn't a morning person. So coming in at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock, challenging, very, very challenging. And you're going to ask yourself sometimes, like, can I do this? Can I really do this? Because they'll put you on certain types of runs that you have to be in there that early. And it's gonna push you to the brink. You gotta break through it. That's the rookie wall. You just gotta break through it. Just keep going and work through it. And then a thing they use in college, a thing called a freshman 15 that you need to be worried about. You're gonna gain weight because you're gonna work a lot, and you're just gonna have to eat whatever's available. So you're gonna stop here, you're gonna stop there. So you have to be mindful of that, of what you put into your bodies. I was told that yes, you will gain weight, and I was in tip-top shape when I first started. I was like, no way, I'm not gaining weight. And yes, as you can see, I did, definitely. And you have to definitely be cognizant of that, because all you're worried about is just going. And so you just put whatever in your body to be okay so you can work. So definitely be cognizant of that. Health and exercise is key. Definitely. You definitely want to do that, because on the back end you will do that. And it's a place called, every time you go get your physicals, they're checking your weights and everything. And that is just a long story. So keep your health in order, keep your blood pressure in order, and things like that, because you will pay for it if you don't. So don't have too much fun. Always be cognizant of what you're eating when you're on your bus routes and day in, day out working as a bus operator, because it just accumulates because you're sitting down all day and you're just eating. So it's not going anywhere. Nothing's burning off. Definitely be cognizant of that. I also want to talk about single mothers in transit. I see a lot of them. I want to give my roses to them, because I know it's an extremely hard job being a single mother. Not saying there's no single fathers, but single mothers in transit, because it's a lot to it. Definitely a lot to it. You have so many sacrifices, decisions to make, babysitters, doctor's appointments, and you choose to come to work when you're supposed to, when you have a sick child might not go to school, might not go to daycare. I just sit back sometimes and I be like, wow, like, they're really doing this. They're really, really doing this. It's amazing. It's definitely amazing to me. I respect it from afar. I seen it firsthand. A lot can go wrong before you have to check into work at 6 or 5 o'clock in the morning. A lot can go wrong. And I was like, man, I just have to make sure I shout them out. Definitely for them just being as strong and dependable as they are. And I know all type of situations arise, all types. But the single mother thing was just like, wow, like, nothing stopped them. Nothing stops them. And I know that happens to have a lot of credit to their village that they have going on and the help that they have. But at the same token, it's you. It's you leading it the right way. It's definitely you leading the right way. And another reason I just wanted to start this podcast is because I just want to reinvent the bus culture to like it was when I was younger. So when people thought of the bus operators, they were like a conglomerate together group as far as the brotherhood and sisterhood of bus operations. A lot has changed since then. But there's always a way to turn things back into the right way. So I'm just trying to help the bus culture be more of a together culture, as I can say. Because it's a lot of divisiveness here and there, and that's when you get into the garage. You have the loud people, the quiet people. So you have these different types of people, the in and out people. But I just want the bus culture to be as more unified as it was in the past. But it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. It definitely takes some work. But it's nothing we can't do together as a whole to make the bus culture different. I try my best to speak to everybody who I come in passing with. Sometimes I don't, so I'm not no perfect individual. So I'm trying to be a better person, a better operator, a better coworker, and things in that nature. Because I usually speak to those who speak to me, but just trying to change the tune of everything and how we can do a better us, should I say. And that's all. And like I said, this podcast is not just for us. If you're in a rail, if you ever touch the bus, this is for you too. This is definitely for you too. And later on, we'll get into customers and it'll get more in depth. But this is just an intro to things I wanted to go over in this podcast and the things I wanted to speak on initially. But it's going to be a lot of content coming up. We're going to have guests. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a place where we can vent. So just send me suggestions, topics, whatever that nature is. Or if you see me, let me know some topics that I can talk about. Because this is going to be a community. This is definitely going to be a community where we can speak and express our views. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see y'all next time on the Operators Only podcast.